We live. 2033 draft class has passed. We did the top 15. We live.
Oh, man, I can't put nothing on this chart.
All right, so how you doing, man? AntHits the franchise guru. We back at it, man. Still trying to talk about this draft class. We got to get through the first round, man. We left off at team 15. We're back to team 16, who had the number 16 pick in the league. And that's going to leave us with the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk a little bit about that Cowboy team right now, man. With pick 16, and these guys, to me, I think they did some great things last year in their comeback season. You know, I think the Cowboys been in a nice little rebuild year. Honestly, I really think a complete rebuild. We dealing with two teams in the league, in my opinion, that had to really do a really complete rebuild, which was the Broncos and the Cowboys. I think we're talking about the Cowboys right now at pick 16. I think, you know, some of the pieces they needed to get, they starting to get. They're building that defense back up the way they like it. They set trends with a lot of their tweener players, man. They do understand what they drafting. And what I mean by that, they don't just draft a player because they see the attributes or they see the 40 times or the grade. They dig in. They look at the highlights of their player. They dig in and get a report on their player, and they understand that they got guys that can play multiple positions. And I think they did a great job attacking that to be able to get that type of athletes on their team where they can move them around in multiple positions and get the most out of them. So man, tell Blau to shut the fuck up. We'll start this shit with Blau, not tonight, man. Tell him to go do some hair or something, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
All right. So with that being said, man, I'm going to that roster real fast. Bear with me while I get to the Cowboys roster because before we get to their first overall pick, you know, this Cowboy
with a
team,
free safety.
it starts in my opinion, it starts with Ezekiel Elliott set the tone for the Dallas Cowboys team and what they were going to be. And what they did was they took us through 13 seasons of, you know, their offensive coordinator bringing a ruckus to teams. And they did it through a heavy and powerful running game. It started with Zeke, you know, on his 30 carries or more season one. And then they went from that to another running back that they built, literally a guy that nobody else would have probably saw interest in, you know, a 6th-round talent that they turned into the league's career rusher, and Joey Cummins. And now they're on their third back, who's the next guy that they passed the torch to, and he did spectacular things last year, man. He snuck up and won the NFC Rookie of the Year. And Ruben Owens. Now he was the number 1 running back in the draft. So what they did, you know, Ezekiel was the number 1 running back in his draft class, and now Ruben Owens is the number 1 running back in his draft class. So they were able to do it with backs that were you know, highly sought after, and they did it with backs that nobody ever heard of, and they got records. I mean, Emmitt Smith was the leading career rushing leader, and another Cowboy takes that down to Joey Cummins. And now Ruben Owens' time is up right now, and he did a really good job last year as a punt returner, kick returner, as a receiver and a running back for this Cowboys team. Now, with that being said, you see them, you know, like I said, they're building back up. In my opinion, I think this Cowboy team is ready to play to the point where they can get to a playoff again, where they were back in their little heydays before they went through their rebuilding stage, where they were always making the playoffs. I think they're back and ready to be able to do that again. At this point, again, Max, if you don't tell Blau to shut the fuck up, you getting muted. All right. Now, when it comes down to this motherfucker, man, over there tripping this shit.
Uh,
All right, so let's talk about this for a second right now, man. I think the Cowboys, I think they got, how do I say this? I think they got a grudge right now. I think they know they want their place rightfully back on the throne in this league. And I think they've been quiet and behind doors, man. I know they took advantage of practice squads. They know how to go find players. Now, one thing this team do is they do a hell of a job and putting teams together and off season and GM and trading, whatever the case may be, they are really good at it. They're actually top tier when it comes down to that. So it doesn't take them long to get back into the mix of things. We've seen a lot of safeties go in a lot of the last couple of drafts and all that, but I think they got a guy this draft where he's a guy that could do it all. Another athlete that is a 4-star player as a receiver and a 5-star defensive back. They drafted the number one safety in the draft, and KJ Bolden. Um, I think it was a hell of a pick. Let's look at their roster and look at that safety position. Zion Ali is 28 years old. They got Ronnie Hickman. When you look at some of these guys, Hickman can play linebacker at 200 pounds. Could play linebacker or safety, right? And then KJ Bolden is another guy that can move all over the secondary. When they had success, they had guys like Solo Savage, that could play everywhere. He could shut down your number one receiver as a cornerback. He can play really good football and shut down your running backs and tight ends at the sub linebacker package, and then back deep, he can stop you from taking deep shots. And you see, he's 29 years old. I think they, went back into the well and drafted a guy that they can use in the same sense. With KJ Bolden being 6'3", 215 pounds. I like the pick. I think this was a steal pick because in this draft, through the first 15 picks, we saw nothing but defensive backs. I mean, defensive ends and D
D-line,
tackle. The D line went. We had a runoff on running backs. Two
and
quarterbacks went. Three
quarterbacks.
running backs went, and then it was really all defensive linemen. Maybe a
Yep.
linebacker here and there.
Yep.
And that happens because the last two drafts we had, guys been picking up these safeties, especially at 6'3", 215. To get him at 16. Let me ask you, Snake. Do you feel like this was a steal pick to get him at 16?
Yeah, he was a steal pick. Period. I mean, like like you say, he played wide receiver and he played DB. Period. So he's number one athlete. Like you say, 5-star DB, 4-star wide receiver with speed. Need 220s. Oh, he was like 215. He a big boy, but not that matter. He just an athlete. He's just a pure athlete.
Now, is this a Dallas Cowboy thing or is this a coincidence? Because you're starting to get you got your secondary and it's full of tweeners, guys that can move all over the place. Why was that important to you? Why was that a good thing for you to do and something that you decided to do, which gave guys hell and kind of set the standards of what guys are looking for in their secondary?
We just like to bring talent in, and then we'll find out. You know what I mean? Where exactly they're gonna fit. Some players we having a direct vision for. And we like to bring in the athletes that can like to have versatile players out here. You gotta have that. Just the way you got versatile offensive players. Just want to be able to match up anywhere. You got tight ends that's running wide receiver speed, and the way some of these kids coming out at crazy heights, you need them athletes with them. You
What
know,
uh what type of kid did you just pick up at 16? Like what type of player is the Dallas Cowboys getting?
man. He Clemson mold, man. He just like I say, he a DB period. He a ball hawk. He's a dog at wide receiver with the ball in his hands, and as special as he is a wide receiver, he's even better deep DB
Right.
playmaker. Like he just a ball hawk. He's a special player, man.
So because of his wide receiver skills and a player punt returner, kick returner with the ball in his hand, you feel like that translates into scores once he gets his hands on the ball on defense?
If not scores, at least field position. It should definitely help with the field position game.
No doubt, no
We
doubt.
looking not only we not just trying to bat the ball down or just to get an interception. We trying to totally flip field position.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, and before we move on to pick 17, I want to know from you what was as the board was going, as the draft was going, was how high on the board was he for you? Like, was this the
Oh,
zeroed in pick right away, or somebody got taken and it was your next pick? Like explain your war room and your board, and when
man,
16 came up and y'all land him.
in our war room, I got pick 16. We normally try to make sure I got them first 16 players, period. You know, so like we seen but I really had like a good 3 or 4 players. I had a top 5 players. 2 of those players got took in the first 3 picks. All them players was gone in the top 10. Well, he was on the top 5 list.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just for his versatility.
And so actually, the board played well for you, for him to be a top 5, and only 2 to 3 out of that 5 walked out before your pick, or you saying walked out in the top 5?
I think 4 of the players. I think like 4 or 5. It was a deep draft, but man, I tend to just. A lot of times we be knowing how these drafts. We got a good scouting department. These other teams, you be knowing how these drafts gonna go. So
Mm-hmm.
I tend to set my 5 around what I'm just thinking other people gonna do. So normally somebody in that top 5 still be there. You always put them players that like you know 2 of the players we talking about, that D tackle that the Cardinals grabbed and that linebacker the football team grabbed. You know you really got no chance of them dropping, but they were just on there just for good hope.
Right, I see what
But
you're
say a dud like this, we gonna call him the football team killer. he a
saying.
dud. He a dud, huh, hitter.
He called him a dud.
Yeah, he said dud.
Dud.
Bet
AJ
he's.
Bolden.
We gonna see.
All right, so you drafted him at 16. Is he a day one starter for you?
Yeah, he day one starter, man.
Mhm.
You
All right.
know.
Well, we're saying that the Cowboys, they revamped that roster and put it right back in check to be able to compete inside the NFC. Not only there, start there, and then head outside of the NFC and the entire NFC itself, and then you got to get to your AFC teams you have to play. But should we be seeing the Cowboys in the playoffs this year?
One
Do
game
you
at a
feel like
time, man.
all right, all right? I'm not asking you to predict yourself to be in the playoffs, but I'm asking you, do you feel comfortable with your roster that it's a playoff team this year?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right, well there you have it, Cowboys. KJ Bolden, the number one athlete in the 2023 draft class. All right, so let's slide on and let's go down to move on down the road, and we slowing right down in New Orleans where they party at night and sleep all day. You know what I'm talking about? All right, so there
You said
wasn't
the
no.
linebacker.
I think there wasn't really too many South Jersey players that they knew of to better grab at this pick at 17. They went and got a linebacker. The last time we saw them pick a linebacker, a real draft linebacker actually. He should still be on his roster. I'm gonna go look at that real fast. They picked the number one middle linebacker. He's not
They
playing
picked the
middle now.
need.
There you go,
Devin
Devin
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
He's an outside
Yeah,
linebacker.
yeah, he could play either outside or in, but he was
Inside.
drafted as a middle linebacker. So he was the number one linebacker in the first draft class. So, and
They
first
picked the
real draft
need.
class.
Jet Black 30 and older.
Yes,
So
sir. So they go get themselves
they
a middle linebacker. They actually grabbed 2 of them out of this
2
draft.
of
But
them. One
Edwin
of his motherfuckers
Spillman,
hurt.
as superstar out of Arizona, what are they getting? What do they get with an Edwin Spillman and pick 17? Do you feel like this was a good pick for them?
6'4", 250. Sheesh, pure linebacker. Coming on trade, he ready to go. 93 speed, good hit power, block
Mm-hmm.
setting. coverage abilities in the 80s already. Like he's 6'4", like with his linebacking core looking jet black is the 30 and older club. Got Mordecai over there. He wouldn't have. So I think he a day one starter, and he, like you say, he drafted another rookie, but he got hurt. But so yeah, he look like he definitely starting taking snaps
Yeah, and I
right
think
away.
they're gonna need him to be outstanding this
Special.
year for the yeah, he
Yeah.
gotta be special this year. And I do think he has the special traits to be special. I think this guy can come right in and really get busy for the Saints right now. We know they have a really, really solid offense, man. They do a really good job on offense. I don't know if this is the linebacker that can do what Jet Black did in his first year, where he led the league in interceptions, and to this day he still holds the most interceptions in the season. I don't know if they're gonna get the same out of this kid, but I do think he has the same tangibles to be able to give him that type of play. So if they can, make him special by using him, I think they can do some things with this guy. But I do think it's a need that they needed to fill, a hole that they actually needed to fill, and a guy that they're going to need to play at a very high level. I like the pick. I think this was one of the first picks I seen them take where it was an actual need pick. So I think this guy comes right in and they get more value out of a guy like him at 17 than their usual picks. Even though they grab dogs because they know some of the dogs in the league from being either playing with them or just know them from being in their area. They got a real pipeline with South Jersey players. Edwin Spillman comes in and gives them a linebacker that can flow sideline to sideline, man. Not only can he play in the run game, he also can drop back and cover as well. So I like the pick. Shout out to Saints for picking a very big
Picking the
need.
knee.
Very
Yeah.
big need. Very big need, man. Maybe Max roommate Blau can can do his braids for him and shit. Motherfucker. Tell Blau I said shut the fuck up. Damn. So, I'm playing. Oh my god. All right, so here we go. Pick 18 was the Bengals, and they picked another Woodrow Wilson player from Camden, New Jersey, and a free safety. Free safety, it says? Yes, free safety. Let's get to the Bengals roster real fast and see what they got going on over there. And they picked up William Love from out of Camden, New Jersey, via Boston College. Love it. 6'3", 215. Great speed. He got good man zone press coverage already. Once he unlocked, I'm surprised he ain't asked me to unlock him already.
He is unlocked. He is
I
star.
understand. Yeah, I tripped on him. This was an accident. He ain't supposed to be on Star. Not at all. But with that being said, he ain't supposed to be on Star, so we'll fix that. I'm not fixing it right now on the show, but we'll take care of that. Anyway, Snake, what does he get with him, man? You got Castell who played really well for them last year. It's
Man.
almost like they got the same type of player.
Man, he in the box, out the box. He a total defender, man. He got some movement. He come up in the box for some run support safety.
Hmm.
And he play in the box deep. He a hybrid. He a hybrid player.
And when you get
Another
depth at the
tweener.
safety position, it better be that type of depth where you
Yep.
got guys that can
That's
play sub package for you as well as playing back deep. I think that Castell is the starter here. He had a great rookie campaign. I think Love should come maybe play a little bit of box safety or sub linebacker for this team.
Love should be
Um,
in the box a lot with an 81 power move and 80 block shed,
yes,
but I ain't
sir.
gonna say nothing.
Yes, sir. They could do some things with him. They could come out and coverage packages and formations like nickels and things like that, and be able to still get good play with him in the box at sub linebacker, at linebacker, because he does have high block shed and finesse
Block
moves
shed and
to
stuff.
go
Yep.
along with it. So we like the player, we like the pick, and it's up to the Bengals to show us that at 18 this was a good pick. I like the pick though. I do think they needed the depth, and what better to go get a player like that. All right, so at 19 though, we're gonna slide for the Miami Dolphins, who's been an intriguing team for the last 2 seasons. Man, this team, they're one season removed from playing in the AFC
You said
Championship,
wide receiver.
and they went and took something that we wouldn't have expected them to
Another
take.
one.
they took another.
What you think, wide receiver? Oh, White Mike, yeah.
They went and got my boy White Mike. White Mike.
Oh, you heard that
White
one,
Mike.
huh? Max, huh?
White Mike. They went and got
Another
White Mike.
one.
All right, Phil. Let me ask you this, man.
Nope. Don't ask me nothing.
I'm
It's another
asking
one.
you it. I don't
I asked
care.
you this.
I'm asking you it. Was this a great pick for them? This is for anybody to answer, man.
I
Speak your
mean,
mind. How y'all feel?
he been looking for a Waddle replacement ever since Waddle left,
I
man.
thought
You
he
know,
found it with Deion Smith. I mean, Danny Gray
maybe
played
Dion,
great.
maybe
Deion Smith
he's
played
six
great.
two. They
They
six two,
drafted
six
another
one.
South Jersey kid in Ejani Shakur last year.
Danny Gray is
I
like
mean,
Hey, at least
98
they both
speed.
got 5'9",
Gary
bro.
Bryant played great for them when they needed him to play. And they add another receiver to the that like this team is loaded at the receiver position. I know I spoke to him. I asked him why he drafted him. He remembered who he was. And he said he's a day one starter right away. So again, now that knowing that somebody in that receiver room lost their job the moment they drafted
Mm,
him, what do you think?
mm. Is somebody on the block over here?
Ain't nobody going nowhere. They gonna play.
Uh,
Can they? You?
Five wide over here?
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. Danny Gray and Deion Smith was lights out last year, right?
Yeah.
They did big things with Johnny Shakira as well. Um, now they brought him in the mix. So like, who takes the back seat to him because he comes in as a burner and his overall is already, he's ready to go right
Danny
now.
Gray?
I think Danny Gray's the one that's gonna take the back seat.
Yeah, he's a superstar. He's 26, so he just planning for the future, man. I guess White Mike about to take over Danny Gray. He what Danny Gray is right now. Danny Gray like set 97 overall,
All right, so
91 slot.
since Waddle has, left the league, and you said you need a Waddle replacement. So do you not see Deion Smith? So let me ask you this: can we put Deion Smith in that Waddle box, or we need to give Deion Smith his own flowers?
Man, didn't he go
I
banana? I
say
know he went
Dion gets his
bananas
own
with him, but he
flowers just
kind of
because he plays a little bit differently than Waddle.
then with Waddle,
And I
right?
like that.
Waddle's like a smaller.
So can Mike McEwen come in, White Mike come in and be the next Waddle for this team with Deion Smith being his own
I mean,
receiver?
if you
It's
think
like
about it,
yes, but
like
my logic is
remember when he was trying to get over receivers and stuff. They was all five. He had a couple of 5'9s and 5'10s. I think. I mean, he might just like smaller wide receivers. To
He
be
don't
honest
care
with
about
you,
the height. He liked the
Deion
speed.
Smith doing his thing. He
You
liked the
know,
speed. He
it
loved the
was
speed. But
it
like,
was AntHits 21. No tall receivers, just burners running all around right now. He does a great job with it. I know one thing. As mad as I am that White Mike ain't a Raven, I'm not mad that he's a Dolphin. And this was one of those
he gonna see
picks.
the field.
Yeah, this is one of those picks where he just remembered the name. Remember, the videos, the balling with the Google videos. White Mike, he remembered the name, and he's on deck right now. He's gonna play him. I think he's in great hands. And he just said that, in great hands. I agree, not worried at all.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get on the field.
And again, with my interview talking to him, my little notes I took down was, I remembered the name, and he's a day one starter. So what do we expect out of Mike McEwen, a speed demon in the Miami Dolphins offense, man? They got that I want to call it more of a run and shoot, but motherfucking they got that get up offense, man. That shit get up and down the field fast and speed everywhere. So again, I'll ask you this, Max. What do we expect out of Mike McEwen this year?
um I mean, he's gonna probably fall in the atypical offense for a Dolphins receiver in a sense. 1,000 yards.
Shit, he fucking around have 100 catches this year.
I was
Man,
about to say it just
my thing
depends on
is
how it depends on
again,
what he wants to do with it.
right, and I think
Uh,
I think he's gonna make sure he's somebody. So I ask you this: are we looking at the AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year this year?
In the top three for sure.
yeah.
I don't know if he'll win it, but in the top three for sure. He'll probably be top two when it's all said and done. I don't know
All
if
right.
I'm just gonna say he's gonna
I
finish it,
mean,
but
we got
yeah.
a speed demon, man. Speed demon that can catch the ball. They can do things with the ball in his hand as well. He can run after the catch, and he can run by your defense right now. I think that kid over there in Baltimore, Pistol Ward, might have something to say about that. They're going to have to go at it this year. Mike McEwen, he in good hands. I do feel as though, he going to do this guy justice over here, man. Now look, with Deion Smith being who he is over here, do Mike McEwen take number one snaps away from him?
Fuck.
Hey, look, while we say it, I'm just throw it out there. White Mike got in 2 weeks got 23 catches, 436, and 5 teddies.
I told you he ain't playing. He ain't playing with him at all right now. I told you.
Oh
Right,
God.
Mike? And he got the 5 on him. I love it. My nigga. Yes, sir. Keep it pushing right now. They got a lot. This might be the offensive rookie of the year we looking at in the AFC right now, man.
Yeah, Deion
Try to
Smith
tell
only
you.
got 8 catches,
Try to tell
244,
you.
3 teddies,
Yeah, they
but
they
hey,
they said they said we gave him his playbook early. Uh 12 picks before he got picked. We sent him a playbook on his on his phone. Told him to get into the playbook. He's a day one starter. And then, at pick 18, 19, we snagged his ass up, made him a millionaire, and motherfucking they trying to sell Mike McEwen jerseys in Miami right now, man. Simple as that. All right, at pick 20, the Philadelphia Eagles, one of those juggernauts in the NFC East, comes up, and they go cornerback
going
here.
back.
So I'll ask two guys from that division, how y'all feel about him grabbing? He gonna be mad. He got cut cash money. He about to be mad as
Nah, he
hell.
already know.
You know that you said that last night.
Yeah, he already know.
Man, it's a good pick, stash.
I definitely think it's a solid pick. I don't know
You
if he'll
know,
be a
he
day
don't
one
start.
starter.
He a star. He
Yeah.
ain't gonna be a day
He
one
he
starter.
had picked 25, so the 49ers must have had 8-19. I'm confused. How that happened? Why I got the Dolphins at 19 then?
Oh
Who
shit,
had pick 25?
Eagles had pick 19.
All right, well
Oh
we just gonna
shit,
stay.
huh?
We just gonna stay. Of course, I'm not going. If I fucked it up, I apologize. But let's
Said the
find out.
Dolphins had
He
25.
said he had picked 25 by just so I know.
Oh, all
Yep,
right,
Eagles
well,
had picked
so
19. So somebody pick is not where it's supposed to be at. If I'm looking at it, maybe the
yep, Mike was picked 25. Shit.
maybe the Falcons wasn't 20. No, Falcons made the playoffs. So did the Eagles. All
Falcons was
right.
like
I
21.
don't know if he traded. It doesn't matter. But all right. So look, man, they went and got a 6'2" corner out of East Carolina, and Zamir Strait. So Max, what does this do for this Eagles secondary? So we look at it. Tellers has been playing really good football. So is Daniels. Daniels is 30. Butler is 30. So even though we're seeing a lot of corners on this roster, ignore cash money, don't belong here. But even though we're seeing a lot of corners on this roster, they got a lot of guys of age. Only one of them got to keep their ability. So you're really looking at Kobe Bryant, Alante Teller, and Daniels right now. Does Straight come in and take snaps from
Singletary.
Jaheim Singletary? That's my question. Singletary lose snaps to him?
Nah,
Um,
probably
In
not.
my
nah.
opinion, he does.
I don't.
I
Mike
mean,
do.
Singletary got 79 zone right now, bro, and I don't like that 87 man. After 1 year, 2 years of being built, his zone is only at 79. So I'm talking
I
about
get you.
Zamir
Yeah.
Straight playing right away.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know.
He
I
not
don't
on
know if he
trait
could
and he
afford
be
to play
scared. And
anybody this
jokers be
late, not
scared.
on
I don't
trade.
think
I'm
he
not
got no
playing nobody on
abilities.
not on trade up this late. I'm not doing. It's not even a scare factor. It's just not smart. Like
It's
I'm
not
All
not.
right, so
happening.
so at
Not on
19,
trait and low awareness and playback right now.
Yeah, fuck
so,
no.
all
That's
right,
not
so
like a bust pick
so
for
here we
me.
go.
A
Let's talk.
stash.
At 19, do you not like this pick? Then if this guy, they
Can't
missed
start.
out. They
No.
only drafted a star at 19 in the first round, and that's early in the
Not when I
draft,
just
but
not when I
it can
just said it was
happen.
at pick 25.
And he's like
Right?
what the third, fourth corner per
Yeah.
se, fourth corner. Nope, I don't like it.
Yeah.
No,
That ain't a good pick.
I think.
But I mean, it's a stash pick. It's not a terrible pick. See, it's a
he won.
pick he
He
can
won
afford because
whatchamacallit away.
he still has a few corners. He still got corners he can play. So he definitely I mean shoot a show or two
I was about to say
upgrade
he a
like
pick
you know what I
away.
mean. By
So
he could be starting by the end of the season. He's not a day one starter. He could
now,
be.
could
I
you
could
go
see him
ahead and
starting
get
like
away with
week
them
8,
starts?
week
I
10.
mean,
He
my
might be
logic
starting
is
by
this:
then.
gonna play him after the ability, why not play him before
Play
per
him
se?
now.
Because of the sense of, you know what I'm saying,
My thing is you want to play him into that ability, so you got to
ability.
play
Into
him,
the
right?
ability.
But
Or you got to hope I give a gift
gets
out.
it, I might say even if he gets it gifted, you don't gotta wait to play him. You know what I'm saying? Like the logic being like he ain't got no field work. Like if you go into say you give a gift week 4, week 5. Well, it's week 3 now, so week 5, week 7. You know what I'm saying? Like with 0 snaps at week 7, that's a little bit different than at least 120 snaps.
Well, you
You know
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
I mean, I'm looking
It
at it.
still sucks for the trait, but I mean, you probably gotta play him per se. But
Yeah.
I would hate to without the ability. But that's just my type of coaching style.
So this is a wait and see moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
why
Definitely.
you? But why you
I feel like
waiting?
you spent the first round on him, so you damn near gotta do it. But like, it
I
is
mean,
a
I
wait
picked
and see.
19, man. He got to play.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's almost like you look at your organization kind of weird if you don't at this point. Like
Man,
drafting
but
players in
like,
the first round that's not playing. Like I ain't say he got to go take over a whole starting role, but to not play at all is definitely a waste in the first round.
Yeah, I think Rob only job is to get him on the field right now, and then either play him into ability or wait for a gift to be handed out, and that should get the player. Next up is the Falcons. They went middle linebacker in this draft, and I do like the middle linebacker. I mean, Rob Dillworth was the fastest linebacker in his draft class 4 seasons ago. Um, I think they really did well because Jimmy Rolder was superstar on him is just not fast enough to play in this league, and he's not big enough to get put on the D line. So he's a wasted body sitting here. He might be a tough kid. I might be saying something that I don't need to be saying. But when you drafted DeMarcus Riddick is a wrap now. You get a guy 6'3", 220, better speed, but the hit power 97. This guy's gonna hurt shit. And the way they play defense with their buzz secondary, right? They need linebackers that can be able to move freely. And I think they got one here. How do y'all feel about DeMarcus Riddick coming to the Falcons team? I think they needed this linebacker. How do y'all feel about that?
man, solid pick. 6'3", 91. Speed, 97 hit power.
I mean, that's what stand out the
He a
most to
little
me is the
small.
hit
He a
power.
little small.
And
220. He a little
and
small. I
and
can
at
tell
20,
though.
look, and at 20, at 20 right here, you get an X factor. Like this is,
Oh yeah,
you get the
that's
number
sweet,
one middle
man. That's
linebacker
solid.
in the draft, so you get an X factor. So that makes the pick
Shit.
even better.
Come
Um,
in at 80 man, 90 zone.
and now
Shit.
again, a guy that play in the defense that he plays, this is the perfect linebacker to have with 80 with
Yeah.
90 zone already.
He
I love
probably
this
picked. He
pick.
picked him because he saw A+ at hit power, and that's probably the first thing that was unlocked. Knowing
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I think this was a hell of a pick, and this was
Yeah.
this was a I lucked out pick. It was really not a luck out pick. You're looking at the number one linebacker at that position. The number one, he was the number one linebacker uh, in the draft at middle
He
linebacker.
probably
So
lucked out because some people be backing off looking just for speed. But this what you miss out on, like, sheesh, 97 hit power, X factor.
yeah, that's a big ass
Mm-mm.
pick. All right, so then we stay with the linebacker position, and we slide all the way to Houston and see what the Houston Texans did. And they've been drafting very well. This team has since Brandon took over, this team has been really good in the offseason, man, pitting players together. They get T.J. Capers, a superstar from out of Florida State, 6'4", 245. 94 hit power. What he look like coverage wise right now? Because everything else to me stands out. And honestly, Benito comes from the Giants team. They might got room to move him to middle linebacker, especially with Presley at 30 years old now, and their backup is 29, and then their backup from him is 28 years old, and none of them are Blazers that can really play right now, in my opinion. I mean, 94 is good speed here, but you lose ability with Shaq Presley. So I like this. Maybe we don't see Capers at outside linebacker. We might see him at middle, or do you move Benito back to the middle? Max, that was your old player. What do you think he plays better, outside linebacker or middle?
Bonito
Yeah.
outside, he a pass rusher, athletic quarterback spy kind of guy,
So
three
then
four
you'll
kind
move
of guy.
T.J. Capers to the middle linebacker there.
Yeah.
I would too. I would too. Let's see what his coverage look like. You're
80
looking at a
man,
guy,
85
85
zone.
zone, 80 man. Yeah, he's a cover
Yeah, he
If he
guy.
got,
can do it,
yeah,
if he can do it.
Benito a straight pass rusher for real. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm
he
moving
needed
T.J.
that.
Capers to the middle linebacker, and we
Damn,
getting
it's
busy.
Giants all over the
And
league.
they running it back because Shaq Presley has been a tackling machine. He's been up there in the awards race every year that since Brandon took over the Texans, and now that his career is coming to the end, his watch has ended. T.J. Capers can be the next guy to plug and play. So, I like the pick. I'm not mad at it at all. I think they got a versatile linebacker that can move around right now. All right, next up, the number 2 right outside linebacker, right behind Harper, was Sammy Brown, and this is a fucking throwback linebacker, and the Denver Broncos picked him up, and I do think this is a piece they needed over here. But they pick up. Let's see where they plan him at. Look like he's the backup over here, Sammy Brown. He was the number 2 right outside linebacker. He moved him to the left outside linebacker, and you're getting a guy with 94 speed, 95 excel, good hit power, block shed, tackling is pretty high right now. He does have room to grow, in my opinion, when it comes down to the core attributes. But let's look at him as an overall linebacker with his ratings and see what he can do in year one. 85 zone, 85 man, another guy that could cover. He's very agile. He can jump out the building. Um, are we looking at a middle linebacker here? What about his block shed? He don't have high block shed. Well, he
Uh,
do. 86 block shed, finesse, 85 power moves. I mean, we've seen a couple of linebackers already that have higher finesse and block moves. What are you? If you're the Broncos, what are you doing with a Sammy Brown? I'm playing him. I think he's a throwback linebacker. I'm playing him, but does he play over Antoine Sampa because of the speed,
uh,
or do you move him to another spot? Let's look at. I mean, I like their middle linebackers already too. They're young and they're really aggressive at middle linebacker. And then you got Sean Murphy from Alabama sitting here. He's your fastest linebacker right now.
I think you gotta get him on the field, man. Like, yeah, he's his fastest linebacker, so he definitely got an upgraded linebacker over here. Like,
I think
I
they
might
don't.
almost
I
start him
don't.
at.
Right, but I don't think they can go wrong anywhere they start him. They can move some pieces around. He
Yeah,
could be the left, right, or middle linebacker for this
or the
team.
middle.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so let's go to the Raiders, man. And the Raiders are just like Al Davis, man. It's just one baby, and they draft speed. Say it again,
Speed,
Snake. Speed. That's what they fuck with.
speed.
Speed and nothing but speed. What
So
they do, and
nah,
they
they
went
gonna try to
safety in this
draft the
draft.
fastest player
They went safety in the
that's
draft, and
on the
Larry
board.
Whitley. Not only is he 6'4", 215 pounds out of the U, 96 speed, 97 excel. Um,
Sheesh.
Now look, Cameron Stillum Craig is a dog from out of Jackson State. We love him, but he only could play back deep free safety. With Larry, they got a guy that can go with
And he's
LW. He could
small,
play.
man. He's
Yeah, he could.
5'11".
I
So
know. But Larry has that size you need at the safety position, and he can be down in the sub package box right now because you look at their strong safety, Malachi Moore. So they had two
man,
dog ass safeties that only can play
they just
back deep.
small.
You know what I
This is
mean?
a
Very
great
good
pick.
athlete. That's a fucking hell of a pick. This is a fucking win.
Give him
He
something they
he
didn't
he, he
need.
been
Like,
winning on all his picks, man. He been winning on all his picks. X Factor. Um. All right, so Snake, when you get a guy this size and as fast as the two guys that's in front of him, and he's already at 92 with the arrows up, what do you do? Is he a back deep guy, or do you keep Cameron and Malachi back deep and let him play sub package?
man, I think you bring him in right away and start him because I mean, and then even when you move him up, even when you move him in the sub package, then I'd bring Simon back in. I think you got to start him right away and
So
put
you
him in
think
the
he should
sub
you
package.
think
He
he
need the
should be the
snaps.
back deep free safety when it comes
Yeah,
down to the run game, and then when they go diamond nickel, he should be playing in the sub
shit.
package.
Oh, I mean, I might even play him with the strong. I might even play him with the strong safety.
I can see that. I can see
Like,
that.
I'd play him at the
I can
strong
see that.
safety, and I might move Malachi Moore to free safety. In all honesty, me
Yeah, I can see
personally.
that. I can see
And
that.
then when I bring him up in the box, then put Cameron Simon Craig at
I know Cameron is only 5'11", but he's part of the headache game. He's a hit stick guy. His hit stick high is very high. So I could see him playing strong safety too. right?
Mm-hmm.
With 96 hit power, I could see him playing strong safety too. But he's a tackling machine. But Larry got to play every. This is an every
He
down
gotta play
safety.
every down guy.
Yeah. So do we love this pick? Because I love it.
Man, in all honesty, this might be one of the best picks out of the first round.
I
I
agree.
mean,
I agree.
just
I
being real.
definitely agree. I'm
And looking at
100% agree
this
with you.
team, his defense, and his needs and everything, like he should be a candidate for he should be a candidate for defensive rookie of the year in the AFC. Just
I like the pick. I really
I
like
like
the
the
pick,
pick
and I do agree with you. This might be one of the best picks in the
in the
first
first
round
round
so
so
far.
far.
Yep. Now next up are the 49ers. And the 49ers attacked their D line, man. They joined the first round clan of first round defensive linemen, and they picked up a dog. Now when
Pick 27.
we saw 6'10" go to a first overall at D tackle. They grab a guy at 6'8", 355 pounds. Really good speed, really good strength right now. He already got high power, finesse, and block shed right now. I think you team him up with Tyler Davis, and they got something special here. I'm not mad at Lindsey White here, but I think the rookie got to play over Lindsey White. Um, and to be honest with you, let's look at their DNs. You got David Ajobo. Yeah, they got super athletes at defensive end. I like it. But I'm playing Upshaw day one. Um, the question is, are you playing him over Tyler Davis and having Tyler Davis play the number 2 D tackle with Upshaw at 1, or are you grooming him at 2 and then playing him at the rush D tackle for the diamond nickel package just because of his speed? That would be my question for the 49ers. What would you do with him, Snake?
I ain't gonna say what I do with him. I got some questions too, but we'll just come back and answer them in a week or two.
Nah, nigga, I need them questions right now. What we talking about? Let's go.
Man, I play him. He's a rookie. You gotta play him.
You got to put him on the field right now. I think I mean, this is a big guy. It's a big body, 355 pounds. He's moving. I think he can
But it's
do
good to
a
have those
lot of block
options over
shed.
here at D tackle
Yeah,
on the D line.
they got a really good defensive line. I like their D line. I
And
think
they
the
normally have
49ers.
had somebody solid on their D line. They had a
Look,
dog defensive end for a couple of years too.
look with Tyler Davis at 320 pounds, right? 315 from Lindsey. Now, we know who Kadeem Wagner is at middle linebacker. Dude, is this the same thing like the Cardinals? Now that they got William Upshaw, another big body, uh, is he going to is he going to be a stat guy, or is he going to open up lanes for that linebacker to kill people?
I think he's gonna clog stuff up more so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I see him taking up more room for the linebackers.
Taking on 2 offensive linemen so Kadeem can run free. This is a great pick because this is a team pick, a need pick. This is a pick that make your defense better as a whole. Love the pick. Shout out to Drew for making this pick, and not going receiver, like he usually do. All right, so at the 49ers pick, we leave that, and we go see what was next up, and we looking at the Lions, and I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, after watching the Niners give up almost 300 plus yards to the 49ers in the run game in the playoffs, and the weather element out there in Detroit, I thought they needed to go up front 7 on defense. They didn't. They went to their other need, which I thought wasn't a bad pick. Here's why. Remember when we was talking about the playoff matchups, and I was wondering who's the number 1 receiver over here? And we really ain't have an answer with Timmons being 28.
Right.
Riff just lost his ability at 30. Stokes 5'9". He's a scat back type receiver, right? Hopkins came in but wasn't ready yet. And then they bring in a 6'3", 213 pound. This is a true number 1 receiver in my opinion. I mean, 98 special catching. That means he can go get the 50-50. 95 speed, 96 excel. He big body receiver out of Penn State. So he plays in the weather element. And I think it's a great fit for the Lions, and he got good enough speed to get down that field with a quarterback that got one of the strongest arms in the league. I really like this pick. Is anybody in disagreement with me, or how y'all all feel about this pick? Or should he have stayed, went and attacked that front 7 on defense first before grabbing the number 1 type of receiver that they got?
Like you said, they could definitely use one over here.
Yeah.
It's still a good pick.
I mean, they got good speed at the receiver, but I just didn't think none of their receivers stood out as the number one receiver, the guy that, draw attention, the guy that, the opponent,
They
when you
didn't have
line up
this
and play
type of
him.
receiver over
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So I
This
think I
type of
love this
weapon.
pick.
This is
This
another thing like that Raiders pick. Like it's something that they definitely didn't have on their
they
squad at all.
Right, something that they would flat out needed. So I like it. All right, so now we're about to see the first offensive lineman go off the board in the first round, and it went off the board by somebody I knew that would do this, that has no problem doing shit like this. And the Buffalo Bills are next up on the board at pick 27, and they went offensive line, and they went and grabbed right guard Russ Graham. So let's see what they got with this kid. All right, so you got a guy already with the green arrows up, a 98 overall. So that's a win right there. He's a plug and play right now guy, but he's 6'9", 345 pounds with 85 speed, 85 excel. And everything on his blocking core is 92 and above. Day one starter, first guy to go line in the first round this year. How do y'all feel about that? Because Snake, you're somebody that would do this in a heartbeat. Build your offensive line and don't be scared to grab a lineman in the first round. 6'9", 345 pounds, Texas Tech. So he's used to pass blocking, and they throw the ball a lot over here. I think they upgraded on that line big time with a pick like this.
Never too late to get the trenches right, baby.
Yes, sir. Especially with some of the pass rush, especially when you look at the Ravens and lately they're it been coming. Not the last two seasons, but Buffalo is the team that will have the first seed or they'll be playing the second seed, and usually can be in that AFC Championship game matched up against the Ravens or the team like the Dolphins or something like that, right? And those teams got really good pass rush, man. And, you got to better block it. You want your quarterback to be successful, he got to be able to stand up and have the time to be able to scan the field. And with some of these big defensive linemen in the league right now, you need a guy like this, 6'9", 345 pounds, that can move at guard, that can get the second level when he pull and really get to the linebacker level and tear shit up. Because if you get to your secondary, they going on their back, and if you get to your linebackers, it's a stalemate. They will not move. They will stop right where they at. And I think the run game will be better, and I think the passing game will be better. And because he's from Texas Tech and he comes from the air raid offense, to me it fits what the Bills do, man. Especially when things break down, you need guys that can continue to hold their blocks while their quarterbacks are scrambling and moving out. I love this pick. Max, he said he drafted 3 old linemen. You did this last year. Why is that the right thing for the Bills to do? They came out of their game against the Dolphins. Their last game they played, they were sacked about 6 times in that game, and pressure stopped them from being able to be explosive as they was. So I'm gonna say this: you did it last year and drafting 3 students. He did it this year. What does that do for you? Being able to get those type of guys, any offensive lineman that's 6'8" and above, out of all 3 of those picks. What does
Well,
that do for the Buffalo Bills offense?
one to put you in a position to compete. Um, it's like evolution within the line. D line has kind of already had the jump start on the offensive line as far as size. If you look to early real drafts, so being able to and then even like the end of like Game of Thrones guys, they started getting taller guys. I would say it just makes you be able to compete for one. Then secondly, I mean, if you're a passer at all and you have weapons, you have scheme, you can dial shit up, but it's just a matter of sometimes that
You
half a second,
you saw your
millisecond
protection get better when you had 3
instantly,
rookies on the offensive line like this, and it was the same type
instantly.
of. And he comes back, and this draft class had bigger, faster, and stronger offensive linemen. This draft class, so for him to get 3 out of this class, and you saw the success which you had, took you all the way to the NFC Championship game before you lost in the playoffs. Can you see the Bills having the same type of success with this with the 3 linemen they grabbed?
Definitely. Once they get the right ones in right positions, I feel like that's definitely what it's going to be. He'll start to notice, to me, some of the things I noticed, that extra half a second, and either pass or getting second level cleaner on run blocking. It's going to be something that the coach is going to notice, and when they notice it, they're going to be able to really
I'm
dial
gonna
in.
go out on a limb and say this: the Bills, when it comes down to the offseason, they in the top echelon of the league when it comes down to putting the team together and understanding what they get and grabbing what you need. Like you only as good as your last game was, right? And their last game is the reason why, in my opinion, that and then they see, you got to look at some of the pass rush. I mean, the MVP came from the AFC this year. Uh, they got a guy on their team that get to the quarterback all the time. So you got to, and they going up against one of the best pass rushers in the league in practice. And so they've seen something for them to be able to go ahead and go grab guys like this. Why was Russ Graham the first overall pick for them out of the three linemen? I mean, when you look at him, you look at the overall, you look at the speed, you look at the strength, you look at the blocking intangibles. It was a no-brainer, right?
I would say between him and one other lineman, it was kind of a no-brainer. I even had linemen on my board, and I drafted 4 of them last year, 3
Why?
Stooges, and then
All
one
right, so
extra.
let's do it like this. Was it need? Because why did we had a 6'10" offensive lineman go to the Bucks late, pick 31. That was probably highly talented, sought after too. Why did they go Russ Graham over the 6'10" tackle? Was it because they needed a guard, or did they see something in him that was better, in their opinion, than the taller guy? I mean, 6'9", as you might as well call him 6'10" at the same time, right? But
Yeah,
what was Russ Graham? I guess my question was speak for Hoodie himself. I'm quite sure he'll answer it if on a broadcast. But why was Russ Graham? I'm getting him. This is the guy I want.
I would
Let's
just
pull the
think
trigger
at guard
because they
from
had to
the
pick of the offensive
bigs.
line, right? Nobody else
Yeah,
picked the offensive lineman.
at this point, yeah, they had. I feel like just position, being able to look uh, inside to out, trusting that an interior player can make a huge sacrifice in the sense of that's not only passing game, that's running game, pulling, having size. Like if you're gonna go size, I would go size and speed. Get you the
Right,
best freaking nature you can kind
right.
of get. And I feel like drafting a guard at 6'9", 345 sounds a little bit different than a tackle at 6'10", 370.
And
There's
especially
another.
a guard with 85 speed, 85 excel pulling is a little
Yeah, like
different. Hits
I'm sure
different.
whatever combine numbers show, he was probably one of the top, fastest offensive linemen at that position, if not the fastest, probably. So, I would say between honestly, my best 2 linemen on my board was him, AJ Sands, and then it went to I think Lynch or Kalen Jones, one of those tackles I had on top of my just in the offensive lineman position. Um,
It's funny you mentioned that because pretty much all playoff teams grab those players,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
right? So I mean they got
when
picked
you
at the
got the
back of the
weapons,
draft.
when you got the weapons, when you got a quarterback, when you got a run game, and you're only thinking about ways it can possibly get better without making drastic change. I mean, O line is still a drastic change, but the way that these linemen are drastically fucking bigger pause, faster pause, stronger pause.
Right.
It's undisputed, kind of like you got to get you one. If you feel like you really ain't got nothing else to draft, you can't go wrong with offensive lineman at
Now,
this point.
now we said the Lions might have had the pick of the draft, still of the draft. Then we said the Raiders before that. How about now? Now that we're looking at what the Bills did, is this one of the? It could have been a steal of the draft.
I mean, it definitely can pan out to be. I would like to see. It's not a sexy position, so it takes a little bit of while to see what effect that offensive lineman has, and he's one of 3 in this class. So it's
Right.
more of at guard. He'll be able to get to play a different role. We'll be able to really see his impact somewhat, but
Hmm.
you know, his impact does rely on 2 other rookies that might not be up to speed like he was.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so the next team up is the Cleveland Browns at 28. So let's go slide out to the Browns and look what they did. They went middle linebacker. And they went and got Jacqueline Birdsong. Now, Max, I know you studied this guy big time. You was looking at him. You thought about him as a second round pick. He got him in the first. Do you think this was a good pick?
Um, Birdsong, Birdsong, Birdsong. He's at middle.
Middle linebacker, yes, sir.
Yeah. I think it's a solid pick. The only thing with me was the size. A little 6'2" is not really not ideal. There is playmakers to be made at 6'2", but there's literally most quarterbacks nowadays are like fucking
I'm looking at the
6'2s.
hit power at 88, and then I'm looking at block shed. Uh, uh, just those two stats alone screams middle linebacker more than any other linebacker. Like if you put him on the outside, he's gonna get manhandled at this point.
Manhandled, yeah.
So at
Like
middle linebacker, he's good. But then you look at what he has at middle linebacker already, and you ask yourself, is he playing over a Trent Simpson, who was the #1 middle linebacker in his draft class, or is he playing over a Vil Reese at this point right now? And if he is going to play over him, which one of these guys have the ability to get moved to outside linebacker, which is to me Trent Simpson? But do you do
I
that?
would say Trent. That's what I'm like. If anybody gets moved, it's probably Trent for me. But I mean,
This might be a first
it's
round
a
pick
chance
that
to
that
take.
we're going to see in development stage. You do know the Browns have no problem redshirting their rookies. So I know it's late in the disc, but and at this point you want to pick guys that you could play right now, especially a first round pick. So uh, how do you feel about this pick, knowing that he might not be seeing the field yet?
Um, I would say it's a little disappointing because I think at that point there were some good linebackers on the board. I think at that point still, it's a little disappointing, but he can manage to play him. He just has to make sacrifices. Now, if he makes those sacrifices, then we'll see if it pans out. If those sacrifices aren't made, he'll end up being some form of a bust in the first round just because of lack of play.
All right.
I don't think he's unplayable. I just think we already established that you got to make some sacrifice in the sense of maybe moving one of these insides to outside and kind of getting a linebacker reset. It's gonna feel like a little bit, but some people really can't adjust
He
that
can
well.
make it work, but he ain't forced to have to make it work because he do got good linebackers all over this roster right now.
Yeah, definitely
So,
not forced,
all
but
right.
he definitely could make it work if he
He ain't
wants.
gonna make it work. He gonna bench him because the two he drafted two last year. He been drafting them like he.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And he not nothing special. He a little bit smaller, a tad bit slower than his younger boys. So it's like this might be a bust pick, man.
You calling it a bus? Now you hear this shit, Junior? He calling it a bus. What we talking about
A
over
bust
here?
pick.
Oh
Like go
shit!
look at his linebacker.
I
Look at
already
his
seen it.
linebacking
I already
core.
seen it. I
Like
take your word for it. I already seen
so,
it.
like I
I just
mean,
wanted to know if this
he
gonna
It's
be a
just gonna be
force
tough.
player
It's
it's
gonna
or
be tough for him to get on the
it's kind
field
of like it's
unless
gonna
he
be
makes the
tough for
force
him to see
move.
the field. It's like
Unless he forces it,
like
but it's
he
not
ain't got the
bad too.
strong. He like he played us on the block. He probably first round pick us on the block or something. Like
put his ass on the
he ain't
block?
got the he ain't got the
I ain't
hit
gonna front on
power.
that.
Like he's smaller than the linebacker. Like he got decent speed. Like I don't know. It's gonna be tough for him to get on the field season one, man. Low block shit.
All right. Pick 29. The Cardinals trade with the Patriots. The Patriots draft wide
Damn,
receiver.
97 pursuit though.
He get to
Shit,
it.
he
He
got
gonna
some
get to it.
coverage stuff.
He gonna. That's what I'm saying. If if he ain't got the hip power, that means he can cover. All right. So the
Yeah, he got a
Patriots,
cover.
the Patriots drafted a receiver, and they getting old and long in the tooth. Moss is 29. Warwick is about 50. So they are
Mm-hmm.
dealing with Mims, and then after that, I mean, they don't have no receivers under 30 years old except for two, and that's Marvin Mims, and then now Joshua Trader. So this was a big time need pick for them. 6'2", 218 pounds out of Florida, 97 special catch, 85 across the board when it comes down to catching. This is a need because they fucking old as hell at wide receiver. So obviously they needed this pick. Shout out to them for picking the pick. The computer did that, and Nano ass don't care at this point no more because he was getting his ass whipped by Hoodie and the Dolphins. So he done lost motherfucking all types of interest right now. He's supposed to be coming back. We'll see. At 31, the Bucks go strong safety, and they pick up Eric Lee, another kid from out of New Jersey. So let's take a look at him. All right, with Breeston at 20
Go
years
ahead.
old, when you look at the safeties, you're looking at dogs. You're looking at guys that are super fast, guys that can cover the field, guys that are high aware. and guys that have been making their names known in this league for a long time. But they play the sub package more than they play back deep. Um, with Breeston and Israel, we know for a fact that they're sub linebackers. So you look at the next two up, Lathan Ranson, who's been playing pretty well for them as well. And then Eric Lee. Do you think Eric Lee starts for this team back deep, or do you think they continue to play Lathan Ransom? You know, history tells us that they play their guys that been there already, and they bring the rookies in. But this guy has a high overall right now, and you know he's an X factor at 6'2", 200. We know he can't play sub linebacker; he's gonna play deep. But they need safeties to play deep when they got their sub packages on the field when they in nickel and dimes. Defenses, Breeston and Israel are two linebackers, so they need a guy to be back deep right now. Max, I asked you, how do you like this pick? I mean, he has the speed, he has 95 speed, 95 excel. Looking at the man zone and press 80, 80, 80. Would you see Craig and the Bucks being comfortable playing this guy back deep day one?
Um, let me take a real look for a second. I don't see why not per se. It'd be some troubles at first, but I feel like the way that the Bucks already rotate their safeties and rotate like we was talking about, like he was just saying. I feel like he would be able to, by week 8 be fully ready, and he did. He went with his rookie pains last year, so I feel like this could be a defensive testament to kind of get it out the way, because he's definitely playable by all means. So it's like, you know, first round pick, don't let him necessarily go to waste. But at this point, it would be a go to waste if not being played to me.
I mean, because those two strong safeties that are his studs, they are going to be at sub linebacker. I think he has an opportunity to play now. Um, but you'll have to see during game time if they're planning, because they do have Ranson sitting there as well, who has the same type of build and attributes. Um, so again, how do you like this pick?
I like the pick. I definitely like the pick. I feel like it could be a new spark in the secondary for them. Um, just brings like maybe a different element. You never know until you really play him. You know what I mean? He's definitely ready to play by my means. So
I think you can put him on the field now, and back deep, and you can work him. I think he should take the same measurements he take every year. Depending on the opponent you playing, you want your guys that have the experience to be there. But when you playing some of the schedule where you can get away with it, I will play this guy just to get him ready, because if he's playing enough, by the time we get to week 10, you might have a guy that is going to contribute and help out big time on your run to the to getting back to the Super Bowl. So I ain't mad at the pick at all. I like it. I do think because those two strong safeties play sub linebacker and nickel and dime packages, he would be a good fit to play. Back deep back deep for them in the dime and the nickel situation. So, all right, our last pick was Ravens traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we know Jacksonville drafted one of those big time offensive linemen. So we saw two offensive linemen go in the first round, but we saw about 10 defensive linemen go in the first round. Max, do you feel as though that when we get the second round talks and things like that, the offensive linemen start flying off the board because they got to match what was being drafted in the first round?
I
Or do
definitely
you
think
think,
a
or do you
good.
think guys was at their same standards of just waiting to pick linemen to the third round type shit?
I want to say that. I want to say I remember a couple of linemen going in the second round. Definitely some tackles for sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I want to say between the two linemen that were drafted in the first round, to my opinion, they're probably one and two best offensive linemen in the class.
I like it, especially with 84 speed, 84 excel at 6'9", 360, monster. Again, 95 and across the board when it comes down to block attributes. So He can do everything: pass block and run block. Me personally, he's my day one starting left tackle.
Day one starter somewhere.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
Depending
they
on what I would need in
and
my
he can
offensive
push.
line.
He can push in the run game as well. They need a guy that can really hold the edge for them when they running the football, and they want to
Yeah,
stretch and turn that corner, and they know they need a guy that can hold up for
they
veteran
got a real
Lamar.
running back over there now coming, so you know.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Gotta
Joey
invest. You
Cummings
might
over
make it.
there.
Yeah, man. That's what I said. Didn't somebody say that was a word on the
Joey
wire?
Cummings over there to play backup over there for Breeze. All right, that's our first round, man. So from pick 1 to pick 32. Let me ask y'all who was standout picks to y'all?
Oh man.
Um, I'll start backwards. Both these offensive linemen.
Shit, no
Um,
lie.
So the Bills and
uh,
the Jaguars, when they went offensive line in the first round, they definitely standout picks in your
love
opinion.
the Raiders pick, flat out.
Yeah, Raiders pick was like really stood out to me.
Love
And
the pick. Love the Raiders pick. Love the Panthers pick off the top of my head.
Okay,
Um,
the defensive end, Willis McGahee the fourth.
McGahee, yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, I
love
like
that
that.
pick.
I love the KJ. I love the KJ Bolton pick.
Of course you do.
Of course, I
Of
was
course
gonna
we
you
see
say.
what
do.
I was
type.
just
We
I
see
about
love.
to
what
say
happened
the
to them type of
category
players in
picks
Dallas.
that
Like
don't surprise
I
me
I
but are good picks.
shit.
These are the picks that don't
I
surprise me
love
but are
I
good
love
picks.
the
The
Jason
Ravens.
Nelson pick. You know what
I
I
was about to
mean?
say the Ravens is a good, like, doesn't surprise me but good pick. Ravens,
shit, and
Cowboys,
why we at it, as bad as we as I mean, you
football
gotta like the
team.
White Mike pick for the first 2 weeks for him to have that much in the first 2 weeks. Like, gotta like that pick too.
Now you can't argue that, especially when it comes down to production. And thinking about the first,
23 catches, 405 touchdowns. I think. Like, you
so
gotta like that.
let's talk about the first two games that we've seen. You know, first 2 weeks of football that have been played. We're right back at it. We do got a different name up there. Fucking 120. This
Falk
nigga also.
spectacular is solid for me. Hitters is expected.
I think because Falk D tackle had to go up against a 40 carry performance, and him being a rookie going up against the 40,
40
I
carries.
think it kind of cooled him down a
Nah, we
little
ain't gonna
bit.
talk about that. Week one, 33 carries. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we got a running back in the
Man, we
league
already
right now.
said
Look
like
at
both
it.
of their picks
We
though.
got
Like, shit.
we got two running backs in the league in 2 weeks. 54 carries,
Oh,
61 carries.
oh.
It's
All right,
season
so
Oh,
7, fellas. What are
at
we
least
so
when they were
doing?
54 Curry's got like 8 tutties and 400 yards. Like,
oh my
it was
God! So
there. Like,
let's
come
talk
on,
about the
man. Like,
passing leaders right now. Felix Harper is back at number one right now. He led the league in passing yards last year, I think,
Sugar Man,
or did he
holla.
get overtook by Amaliva? I can't remember. I know Felix Harper was leading it all year. I don't know. He might have came. He might have.
I think Felix
I
got
think wait, Ray Wills
yards.
and Amaliva jumped him in yards. I think they did. I know they had him in touchdowns. I don't know about yards. Well, Felix Harper's right back at it, 69% on the year. He's already in 2 games through 1,054 with 11 touchdowns. And then we're looking at
Jesus
Ray Wills
Christ.
at number 2 with 72 completion percentage, 1,040 and 10 touchdowns. And then Jeff Sims at 61% with 984 and
oh,
13
hold up.
touchdowns right now. At your running back position, what you looking at? What you saying? Speak your mind, cuz. The fuck happened?
Ay,
Talk
dog.
about it. That's a great talk about it.
Yeah,
Talk about
61
it.
carries,
Yeah.
18 broken tackles.
Motherfuckers is running that
God
pill, boy. Oh
damn,
my god.
bro. Holy
Mm-mm-mm.
God.
Gracious.
Running that fucking
Yeah.
pill. Mm-mm-mm.
No, at
Mm-mm-mm.
least my boy, he kind of sticking to his shit. No, he boy averaging 7 yards a carry, fucking, and 8 tutties.
All right. All right. Let's look at these
Shit.
three backups
Damn.
up here. Cameron Harris led the league in
Holy
rushing
shit.
yards last year. Jalen Knighton has always been, since he's been a starter for the Panthers, he's plugged and play in that system where they run the ball really well. And Ruben Owens won the Rookie of the Year last year. Are we looking at 3 of the best running backs in the NFC right now?
You missing one, but I mean, he go quiet as kept.
Cool.
Zeus.
All right. I like Zeus. I really like Zeus a lot. The funny thing is you screaming Zeus now, but when last time we had this conversation, you wasn't talking. You was talking, you know what? All right.
It's the coach that I got a problem with. It's never Zeus, all right? It's never Zeus. I got a problem with the coach, all right? It's never Zeus.
All right. So
Zeus is that nigga.
RO has 54 carries on the year, 391 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Knighton, 61 carries, 346, 2 rushing touchdowns. And then Cameron Harris is back in the mix. I think he's showing us that breakout year last year wasn't a fluke with 26 carries, 305 yards. He's probably, with 26 carries, how much he's averaging per carry right now with 2 touchdowns?
Say 31 carries, 349, 11 yards a carry.
Oh, my God.
116 a game.
Well, he just completed his 3rd game, though, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is 2 game stats.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, at the receiver level, the funny thing is we got 2 diaper dandies leading the way right now with Mike McEwen, White Mike, 23 catches, 236 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. What about the coach? Shaking my head. Oh, shit. Yeah, you can't speak on something about the coach and ain't going to just say what your problem is with the coach.
Because I just said the last time that the coach don't make him a top 3 back in the league. Zeus is a top 3 back in the league, period.
The entire league?
Period.
That's how you feel?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, you can suck a dick with that one. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
All right, who he better than? He ain't better than no B. John Robinson.
Shit.
I didn't say he was better than Bijan. I said he's top 3. I'm saying the coach just doesn't. The coach doesn't fall on the running sword. He's a passer sometimes.
Don't ignore that question.
I
Is that
still
what
don't
you
feel
trying to say?
I
What you trying to say about the coach,
I don't
dog?
feel he a top 3 back. If you was talking about, like, I said shit, Boone Jackson, a top 3 back, damn near, potential wise, like, if anything, how is he a top
3
Boone
back
Jackson is a flat out fucking bust.
I'm saying potential wise, bro. It's the same. Ain't that the same thing he just said?
No,
he just don't get used as a running back.
Boone Jackson is like driving on a motherfucking.
No, I'm just saying. Ain't that the same thing he just said though?
The tires blow out. Boom.
I'm not saying Boom is doing anything at this point. I think Boom is done for. Like he should.
But you said if he got used by a runner, he'd be a top back in the league. Ain't that what you just said about Zeus? You say Zeus a top 3 back. He with a coach, a potential wise.
Yeah, but I'm not saying this. I'm saying Rob, what he does now is cool for Zeus to be winning best running back like he did 2 years ago and 3 years ago. But if he took it a step further and really went into like games like I'm about to win this game, start to finish with Zeus, and not like
so he got meaning
he
if
do that shit when he play me shit.
Meaning if he give his running back 54 carries in 2 weeks, 61 carries in 2 weeks, like that.
These motherfuckers, like these niggas, yes, that's exactly what I mean. He just don't do it
just against me. He just give me 30 carries. What you saying?
Oh, he give you 30 carries?
I don't know how.
He just give me 20. He give me 20, 30 carries. He be having more carries. Everybody be having more carries than me when they play me. Shit.
Why is that, Snake?
You know, I just be setting trends, I guess, man. Look, these motherfuckers complain about that they can't stop. They get to doing that shit. Fuck.
He said, "Kill me for not killing me." Oh my god.
Shit. He said they complain about
the trendsetter. Trendsetter.
Hey, whoa. It's flattery though. He's a dog though.
So White Mike got 23 catches already in 2 games, man. 2 games, 23 catches, 436, 5 touchdowns. Pistol Ward, 15 catches, 428, 6 touchdowns, and Amari Clark right back at it again. 21 catches, 385, 5 touchdowns right now. What do we got to say about the top 3 receivers this right now in the league that's leading as leaders of the receiving room right now? 2 diaper dandies and the guy the guy that touched the ball, the only receiver in the New Orleans Saints offense. Well, fucking get the ball.
I just think it's a lot of. Is this just going to stay like this? There's so many receivers.
I don't see it staying like this because there's too much season left with a bunch of receivers running around that got the opportunity to do good things this year.
And we actually got some good passes in the league and had some big name wide receivers that emerged last year. Like it just, Man, hey, that's crazy. 2 weeks of games. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, that is kind of
I
wild.
will say this: the three receivers up there, the Saints is getting Amari Clark the ball,
Right.
and White Mike and Pistol Ward are going to be getting the football. You can see it. Obviously, they're making those guys the guys this year. They're targeting them. How long do they
I don't.
sustain that with guys like Malachi Wideman, with Brew McCoys? You got Deion Smith. You got guys on that Dolphins team that's legit. You got guys running around the league that can get it done. So in my opinion, there's another rookie that I would like to see catching the football, and that's out there in Arizona Cardinals when they picked up the kid Eric Mahoney. I would love to see the quarterback turned receiver uh, getting some stats this year. I think they give the Cardinals a true number two receiver over there that we're not going to see used. Hopefully, we see them used. Sack
Man, you
leaders.
got 3 wide receivers with 400 yards, and then you got like 6 wide receivers with 300 plus yards, and a tight end.
Mm-mm-mm. Who's
Two.
tight end shit?
Eric Gilbert.
Eric
300
Gilbert.
yards, 11 catches, 3
Is he the
touchdowns.
best tight end in the league this year? I mean, is he
Uh,
over the last 2 seasons? Is he the best tight end in the league right now?
we'd have to. That'd be one of them conversations we really got to go back
I'm
and look
unaware.
at
I'm about to say
things.
I'm
He's
unaware of the
definitely.
tight end shits off the top of my head, but he's definitely top three without me looking.
I ain't.
I mean, we lost some great tight ends. 99 Reasons, Moss is gone. We lost some great tight ends, but we got a tight end as a dog that probably is under the radar, but has had a great career so far out there in Indianapolis Colts, and that's
Indianapolis
Mayers.
had Michael
I
Myers,
mean,
yeah,
and
Mayer.
DW for the Ravens. You got Eric Gilbert. Who else? Who else got Shannon Sharp, old ass over there for the Steelers, is a
Eagles got
monster.
one. The Rams has
Eagles
nice little
played really
dog.
well with what was his name? Lockwood last year. He played really well with him.
Debo. Oh, Lockwood. Okay.
Lockwood, the young boy, Ty Lockwood. He played really good with him. He actually said he had the best tight end in y'all division.
I don't know about that.
Um, man, I just say I think that this Madden we've definitely is it safe like we seen a tight end
Rob said his tight end
position
is better than the
evolve.
Eagles, Cowboys, and the Washington football team tight end right now.
And
He said y'all
Clay
tight end ass compared to his tight end.
Bowers be having 100 yards on him when we play. That's that dog.
Yeah. Hey man, you know.
I can't
Are
speak
we
for
not
none of these
No, bro.
surprised?
niggas.
Are we not surprised to see the outside linebacker Barno, who's been the best linebacker, pass rushing linebacker in the league
What
for the
team
last
is
four
this player
seasons?
on?
That's the Bills.
Oh,
5 sacks,
Oh, okay,
2 tackle for
I've
God
losses.
heard his name,
damn,
but I just don't
5
remember what
sacks.
team his name was
All
on.
right,
I keep
so
hearing his name.
Trayvon Walker is right back in the mix right now with 4 tackles, 2 tackle for losses, and then Curtis Jacobs with 4 tackles and no tackle for losses. Who's Curtis Jacobs? Don't he play
I
for
was
the
about to say,
Bucks?
who the hell is Curtis Jacobs?
Nah, that's not the Bucks
Play
Jacob.
for the
His is
Falcons.
Justine. Yeah, the Falcons, Curtis Jacob. The funny thing is Peter Woods is not on this list because he got 3 sacks right now. Uh, we got to pay attention to that. Let's go. That guy got to get started this year. Now, interception guys, you're looking
Nigga
at
finna be double teamed all
Davis and
season.
Igbenison. Is this the Raiders corner or is this the Cardinals safety? Remember they,
Raiders
I think
yeah,
that's
corner.
the Raiders
yeah,
Raiders
because
corner.
it's
corner.
two
That's
brothers.
the
It's
Raiders
two
corner.
brothers in the league. It's
I think
Davison
Raiders
and
that's Raiders
corner.
somebody
corner.
else.
Yeah, I think that's
All
Raiders
right.
corner.
Well, shout
David
out to the
is
Ravens with 3 picks
Shit.
right now. Kadeem Wagner, you spoke him up earlier, Snake, saying what's up with Kadeem Wagner? Well, he got 3 interceptions right
Yeah.
now. And then
Yeah.
and then and
18
then
tackles.
and then
Raheem
Barron,
Ross.
Jada Barron is finally stepping for the Saints right now. I love the Saints little. They got some little corners, but they got some dogs at
What it
corner over
say?
there.
It says he got 3.
He got 2 tackles, 2 picks, three and
2 tackles.
three tackle for
Damn.
losses.
They say Raheem Ross for the Seahawks. Oh, he just played their game. Maybe that's because he just played their game. I'm looking at the.
Kadeem Wagner got 3 at the middle linebacker position. Got three interceptions right now. He's second on the interception list right now. All right, so we're looking at ready. You're looking at 2 out of 3, maybe 3 guys, 2 out of 3 tackle leaders that lost their abilities because of age. Devin Ward, 25 tackles, 19 solos for the Chiefs, and Christian Irons, 14 tackles, 14 solos for the Browns, and then Cordell Flock. Is Cordell Flock still a Cardinal?
No. Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings. Okay, so the Vikings got him. All right, so Swing Wagner. I had 2 wide receivers in the Pro Bowl last year. 2. Oh yeah.
Who's at the
Who was the
Saints?
second one? Who was the second one? Was it my boy from Oregon that you was shitting with when you first got him? I
Is
think
that
that's
the
what we're talking about.
Saints?
Yeah, the Saints. He did. He did
Yeah,
have
I'm
2
about
of
to
them.
say he does have 2 wide receivers. 2 of those 300-yard wide receivers. My bad.
Yep,
We ain't
Troy
go top
Franklin.
10. It's Troy
Troy
Franklin got
Franklin.
19 catches, 338,
Stankin'
and then
Franklin.
Amari Clark got 21 catches, 385, and they both got 5 touchdowns.
The Saints going
But
off right now. Who the fuck you play?
like I ain't.
My bad. My bad, folks. My bad, folks. Right there, tell me, put the SMD. Wait, suck my dick. You put the SMD up there real fast. I know how you coming. What, nigga? Suck my dick. Go the fuck off right now, man. All right, so let's get into that then, Snake, man. Before we get out of here,
Steelers and the Bengals.
let's get into the stats right now, and let's see what NFL wise what we got going on right now. So your top 10 quarterbacks right now. Now Nico takes the lead with 1333, Harper with 1064, Wills with 1040. Now both of these guys played 2 games. Nico played 3. Sims with 984. He had a fucking arcade game, and then you got Khalid Williams with 971. With
Hey,
Iverson behind that with 832, and then there's Demetrius Davis for the Steelers, and then we rounded off with 2-2 with Bryce Young and De'Aaron King with 723 passing yards right now. Touchdown wise, the leaders in touchdowns, we're looking at 2 guys with 13, with 1 with 16.
Damn.
Again, Nico played his 3rd game
Oh, he played his
already.
3rd game.
Sims, Williams, Harper, and Wills haven't played their 3rd game yet, with Iverson and Bryce Young with 9 apiece as well. And then there's King, and there's my guy DT Thomas with 8. And then Malik Willis with 8 touchdown passes right now. Now he also thrown 19 interceptions and 46% completion percentage. So that 8 don't look too good now that you're looking at the back end of it. So now Dante Moore used to be a Lions. He was the starter over there. He ended up being a backup to being released, and now he is the new quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. How y'all feel about that? Mike Weber is no longer the starting quarterback in Buffalo. Talking about one of the best accurate deep ball throwers in the league has been dethroned.
I think he had like the Brett Favre thing going on. Like he peaked and then like just like he
I
got
mean,
into
you
like that
called it.
Buffalo.
He didn't. Hoodie didn't respond to that. But you and the Saints both said,
Yeah,
we can say
I
that
mean
he actually fallen off.
we did. I
So
felt like I
so
saw it.
so did I miss something? Because I didn't think that. But like y'all saying it, and like now he ain't even the starting quarterback over
I
there.
think that game against y'all, he had one of them like Brett Favre moments, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, like where it's just like certain people you just
Yeah,
like, nah,
because he
got your
beat me
ass.
late with just dots, dot after
But
dot
then
after
other
dot.
games he be on some drunken shit like Brett Favre. Like I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, he
So
playing better. This guy has 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He literally
and
only
then with the
He got
incomplete.
line, think about it.
Look,
Think about
80%,
it.
80%
New
he
completion
quarterback,
percentage,
he
bro.
only
new
missed
quarterback
10
with the
throws.
line.
Out of 52 throws, he missed 10 of them. That's 42 for 52, 6 touchdowns. No, did they just
0
find them
interceptions.
in free agency a motherfucking gem?
That with their line, I'm trying to tell you, they knew what they was
And
doing this
and
year.
only 2 sacks. So they gave up 1 sack a game so far. That's big.
Hey man, he put the recipe together.
Yeah, that's
He
tough.
got the weapons to
I
do some
mean,
shit
well, we
like
know
that.
we gotta say this. He's one of the better GMs in the league at flipping his team and getting his team right. We've seen him do it before when he came right in the league,
Look,
and
the
even throughout his
Bills.
draft and hitting that full
Yeah,
all
so
It
season.
looks like
he was a
the
move.
Bills is really frustrated with their last 2 way they lost in the playoffs, because now they're coming out with a complete game. They have a running back that's 3rd in the league in carries with 47, an average of 6.5 yards a pop. This guy's averaging 152 yards a game, no fumbles, 7 broken tackles at 5'10", 198. He's a speed demon at 6.5 yards a pop. I mean, it looked like they got a balanced offense right now. When you look at the other running backs carry wise, 61, 54, 47, then there's Danny Glock with 46, and then Brees Hall, and then JC Fields. And there's your boy Journey Brown in the mix. Now, yards wise though, let's look at the top 5. Who's winning that? Owens, RO, my nigga RO. No ORs for RO. Hits nigga with killing niggas. Cameron in the league with 349, Knighton with 346, Pryor with 304, and then there's your boy Zeus to round it off. Top five, right? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Three,
5,
four,
and
five.
Zeus. Zeus is literally averaging 8.6 yards a pop. What do you got to say about him now? He only got 28 carries, so do you not like the carries right now in two
It could
games?
be a little bit better. They 2-0 though, so I won't complain. All I'm gonna say is this: if that shit don't stick up for the rest
That's
of
the
the
second.
season,
That's the second NFC East shot. Pow, ping, ping, ping. RO, run only.
Hey,
if we
RO
don't
stands
stick,
for run
R-O.
only. You trying? Snake.
R-O.
I thought he ran punch kicks and caught the ball at the backfield really well last year.
Man, hey,
Run only.
he
Uh
wasn't a
oh.
rook. He
Only
wasn't a rookie
28
year for
attempts.
nothing.
Only
Hey,
28 attempts. He's screaming Falky numbers right now. Only 31 attempts. Falky did that in 3 games. All right, so let's look at the touchdowns right now from these running backs. Who's hitting the end zone the most? 8 from Ruben Owens, 6 from Pryor, Walker with 5, Zeus with 4, and then you got Rashad White with 3, and a whole bunch of threes after that. We got a Hampton sighting right here, the new starting running back for the Washington football team. They moved on from
team,
Boone Jackson. He's playing fullback now, and Amarion is now the starting running back over there. 34 carries,
excuse
130
me.
yards, 3.8, 3
how do you
touchdowns.
feel about that, Ant?
About what?
About them moving at fullback and Omarion? You were high on Omarion, so what
Yeah,
make
I
the
love
switch?
it. I love the move. I think that was the right thing to do, man. Because you can still mix Boom and some carries. I think they need to get Kate Wills on the field as a receiving running back, a third down running back, and I think the move with Boom going to fullback gives him Mario Hampton, and then now Kate Wills. We know what he did with Kate Wills in Madden 21 with that speed demon in the backfield. Everybody remembers the right before the game was over, 4 seconds left, and he on a 4 yard line, he gives a hand on a 1 yard line actually, and gives a handoff against the Houston Texans, and go 99 yards for a touchdown. So I want to see that guy play some. I'm a little disappointed with B John Robinson, but we'll talk about that. They got another guy they giving the ball to. Max just mad. I ain't trade him. It's all good. Boom never had a good season.
Hey, man.
He said Boom Jackson never had a good season, even though the nigga was a beast. Oh my god. All right. So we're looking at. I want to see broken tackles right now. What running back is running through arm tackles right now? Danny Glock got 8, not 20, and then there's Jalen. And we're looking at small backs breaking tackles. 18 there. Ruben Owens with 11 at 205. Catrone Allen with 9. Brees Hall with 9. Zeus with 8.
Sleeper.
Henderson with 8. Shaw Chuck with 8. Let's get to the receivers and let's talk about that. My nigga Hitter said false. He had a 2,000-yard season. McEwen with 23 catches. Malachi Wyman in 3 games with 22 catches. And Marion Clark with 21. Stankin Franklin Troy with 19. And there's the kid Evan Stewart. Downs the backup. And then Peter Ward. We're looking at some guys doing something. Look at the kid Deuce Robinson. I don't know. I think we got a young tight end trying to make a name for herself this year. Real talk. Somebody did mention there was a tight end in the mix right now. All right, so Wyman after 3 games, 456. He jumps White Mike, but White Mike ain't played yet. 436, 428 from Ward. Clark with 385. Velas Jones, man, Velas actually found a home, bro. The Raiders doing a good job with Velas. And it's making Max cocky right now because he like, yo, these Giants all he get to sound like
Hey
me
man,
now.
they everywhere.
Ravens
I'm
all over the
saying
field, all
they
over the
everywhere.
league, shitting right now. Now he's seeing nothing but Giants
Third of
all
the
over the
league got
league.
Giants stamp. Third of the
Okay,
league got Giants players.
got them Giants in trades right now.
6'10".
Let's go. All right, so
Deuce.
let's
Mickey
look at
Max.
let's look at
Damn, Deuce is up there with 366 just on 15 catches. Shit.
15 of them
Velas
things.
10 for
Baby, that's
383.
right. That's what he do.
We
6
got three
touches.
guys tied with
Okay.
6 touchdowns. Wideman, Diaper Dandy Ward,
Damn.
and Velas Jones. McEwen
Oh my
has 5.
gosh.
Clark with 5. Franklin with 5. Uh-oh. Let me find out the Saints got a balanced attack right now. And you know
You
what he
got
do
two
with
of them
one
with
receiver.
5 and 5.
This is scary to me right
That's
here.
what I said. That's impressive.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and look at this. Look at both of them stats across the board. Like, yeesh, good 2 game start off.
Oh my God. All right, so let's see who getting fucked up. Like who quarterback don't want to play football this year already. Cole Hendricks gave up 5.
Almost sacks.
Yeah.
Oof.
Kyrie Streets look like the Vikings and the
Brown,
Browns. I'm
Chiefs.
not mad at 3. We're gonna just look at the 5, 4, and 4 in 2 games. That shit's
The
embarrassing.
Chiefs got 4.
Shit's embarrassing. All right.
Damn,
So when we
the
look,
Chiefs O-line up there a couple of times.
right.
Oh shit.
All right. So Devin Ward, the Terminator, old ass with no abilities, got 25 tackles. Overshiner Wolverine stepped in this year, 25 tackles on the season. Darian Beavers, the old Raven, with 21, and then Cordell Flock with 20 from the cornerback position, along with Lance Norman. His team was playing cover four drop the whole time. God damn. All right, so let's go tackle for losses. Elliot Donald has surpassed Breezy this year, and he's not even a starting DN. I mean D tackle, but he got 7. Edwin Spillman, this is big. Watching the linebacker, the middle linebacker rookie from the middle linebacker with
Damn,
five tackles
5
for losses,
tackles for loss,
and
3 sacks.
look at Nicholas Harper with 4
Carlos
right now.
Harper,
He playing bad right now,
4
man.
tackles for loss and 2 sacks in 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
This is how first round plays, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. This is what the fuck I'm talking about
What?
right here, Harper. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. That's how
Man,
first round.
13 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks right now.
That's how you play, bro.
That's right now. Like, stop playing with me. When you get a guy like that, Trayvon Walker in 3 games, 5.5. Barno with 5. Church, man, quiet as kept. Church been kind of playing pretty good right now, 4.5. Angelo Falk missed the whole fucking half of a game and still ended up with 4 of them things. Curtis Jacobs with 4, and then there's Corey Foreman. We looking at first round defensive linemen balling right now, bro. Like, a lot of the first rounds. Listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. Pay attention. I know Peter Wood's sitting down there with 3, but pay a fucking attention. Do not count him out at all. INTs right now early on. We got 3 from Kadeem Wagner. You got Davison, Big Son. You got Raheem Ross just reported to camp and picked off the ball 3 times. That means in 2 games he got 3 of them things right now. Eli Ricks has said, "I'm still who I am. Don't think last year was a fluke. Breakout or not, I'm who I am." Tyreek Woolen at 6'4", 2. You got Demore Tate. Got a lot of these guys that just came out of the draft in the last 3 or 4 years is balling. Look at now. Jada Barron has learned the game a little bit. Now he's ready to go. Deflections. Let's see what these look like. 4 from Brad Hawkins. Kobe Bryant balling. Khalil Ali. Them Eagles got some dogs in that secondary. Tyreek Bracy, and then remember the Jamaican Lennox Castle? He said, "Don't sleep on me. I'm still around right now." Who forcing fumbles? Who knocking the shit out of people? All right. Michael Clemens. Just picked him up out of free agency. He got 2 forced fumbles. Bubba Bolden doing it from the safety position with 2. And then Tylon Shazier, we know he's a dog at linebacker. He's the next great out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers system. And we go to looking at touchdowns right now. Who've been taking shit back to the crib. All right, so nothing but ones. Demarius McGay, Robert Spears Jennings, Jalen Armour Davis, Jason Seahorn Jr., Jalen Sneed, Lee Downs, Sterling Lane, Deron Adams, Travis Gilmore, Jalen McCullough, Tyreek Shade, and Lennox Castle. That mean they ain't counting guys because I got about 4 niggas with back to the cribs, like Kyle Hamilton with 2 of them already. All right, Khalid Daniels, we keep doing. Harold Perkins with 1, Deron Adams with 1. Them Ravens taking shit back to the crib. I think we scored more touchdowns on defense this year than we did on offense so far. Now, before we get up out of here, we got to see what happened in the first 2 weeks. Bryce Young, 498, week 1, 6 passing touchdowns. Kadeem Wagner had his interceptions all in 1 game, 9 tackles, 3 picks. Felix, 537, 5 touchdowns. And Hamilton, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns in week 1. Week 2, Sims had a 719, 10 touchdown performance. Falk had 5 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble. Anthony Iverson, 621, 5 touchdowns. And Gilmore had 6 tackles, 1 pick, 1 touchdown. There go your guys. There go your stats. That was your night. That was our show. Let's go. I can't wait to see some of these diaper dandies. They start to progress, bro. We're going to see some shit over there. Oh, my God. We're points scored 3rd NFL. We had defensively this year, points allowed 30th.
They
Oh, my
definitely
God.
was missing some shit. My boy Pickens got 5 TDs.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. How you feel about Pickens now, man, over there?
At that square, baby. You know what I'm saying? He true one.
Look at it.
Can't cheat him with size. got the speed, got the route tree, got the go get it, and he loves to block. You know what I'm saying? It's the best thing we could ask for in a square receiver.
All right, so he right now he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the NFL
He has 4
and
yards
in the
by a
NFC
lot.
with four touchdowns. But I mean 25.6, only 9 catches, 230 yards. That's big. 115 a game. Again, there's only 5 guys better than him right now as touchdowns wise. Weidman, Clark, Franklin, Stewart, Watson. And at this point right now, you got the third best receiver in the NFC East. How you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that. You know, we go trade for a guy, bring him in. He has an immediate effect on the offense.
Man, you ain't trade for shit. You held me hostage. Nobody want to hear that shit. That wasn't no trade.
He swung wag.
That was a fucking right. That was a robbery.
He
It
swung
was a
wag.
we be raping you, raping you, raping you. All right,
Hey,
fellas.
swung wag.
I
Swing
will.
wag.
All right, fellas. Hit the like button. Screenshot the fact that you hit the like button and send that shit to
Oh shit.
Max. And I'll
He
holler at
already,
y'all on the back end. You
already
heard?
hit the like button. See, y'all
Holla
niggas
at
lame.
us.